Right, you lot, welcome back to Hey Scotty, show where I answer your burning questions with hot grace of a Yorkshireman who's had 3 pints and can't be arsed with nonsense. Today we're diving into your questions, as well as gems from cesspit of Twitter and Reddit. If you've ever wondered why the world's gone to shit, or why that one game you love is still broken, grab a brew, because I've got answers. And trust me, they're as blunt as they are brilliant. Let's crack on, shall we? Alright, first up, we got a question from one and only Connor Wright 11 on YouTube, who asks, how old are you, Scotty? Well, Connor, let me hit you with a truth bomb. I'm older than I sound, younger than I feel, and apparently older than I look. Which is a bit like saying I'm a vintage wine that somehow managed to stay fresh while still packing a punch. Now don't go pulling out birthday cake and candles just yet. See, age is just a number, much like outrageous numbers some gamers toss around when they brag about the KD ratio. We don't care about that here, do we? What matters is wisdom earned through battles fought, scars collected from epic facepalms, and tales that make even more seasoned players weep. A great man once said, there's no point in being a grown-up if you can't be childish sometimes. And ain't that truth? I mean, no one wants at their age. I'd much rather play video games, binge-watch geeky shows, and rock out some metal like a teenage rebel than deal with grown-up responsibilities like taxes and laundry. So to answer your question, Connor, I'm level 46 in this game we call life. Each year is just another experience point, another chance to get stronger, more skilled, and maybe a bit wiser. And you know what? I've never once needed a cheat code. I've faced out tough bosses like that awkward family dinner or week-long flu, and learned from mistakes, like that one time I tried to play a turn-based game. Let's just say it were an epic fail, my friend. Every level up brings new quests and challenges. I've navigated the labyrinth of adulthood without getting lost too many times, though I might have taken a few wrong turns. So, Connor, don't be surprised if I pop up in your game handing out sage advice with a side of sarcasm and a dash of dark humour. Alright, next our mate Van on Twitter is in trenches with restaurants on XDefiant and asks how do I fix Delta 24 error code? Well, let's dive right into this little nightmare, shall we? Right, so Delta 24 error, it's Ubisoft's way of telling you somewhere is broken. Usually it's a connection issue. Think of it as your game trying to make a phone call to the server and the server just won't pick up. Now before you start screaming obscenities at your screen, let's go through a checklist to get you back in action. First thing you got to do is check if there's a network outage or maintenance going on in your area. Don't just assume problems on Ubisoft's end, or blame your Wi-Fi for once. Pick up your phone, call your internet service provider and ask them, hey, is there something going on with network? I know, shocking, talking to your ISP like they're actual people. They tell you there's maintenance or local outage, well mate, you're stuck. Know what you can do but wait. Grab a brew, put your feet up and wait for internet gods to sort the shit out. Now if ISP gives you all clear, it's time to move on to your trusty router. And by trusty I mean that fickle piece of tech that seems to go down every time you need it most. You could try a simple restart, but let's not be lazy, eh? What you really want to do is power cycle thing. Here's how. Turn it off completely, then unplug all cables. Yeah, all of them. Pull plug on that thing for about 4 minutes. Enough time to make a cup of tea and curse Ubisoft a bit more. Then plug everything back in, power it on, and let it do its thing. Once router's back up, fire up XDefiant and see if you're still stuck in Delta 24 prison. This is going to clear out all temporary glitches that normal restart misses. Power cycling's like hitting it with a full reset hammer. It gets job done better. If you're still getting slapped with that error code, don't panic yet. Next, check Ubisoft's official server status page. Or, if you're like most of us and can't be bothered, check Twitter or Reddit. Someone's always screaming about server outages on there. Ubisoft servers might be ones throwing a tantrum. If servers are down, guess what? Yeah, another waiting game. You can't fix Ubisoft servers any more than you can fix your mate's terrible KD ratio. Now this one's gonna hurt a little, but we need to talk about it. Reinstalling game. Sometimes Delta 24 error is caused by corrupt or missing files. And the only way to fix it is by deleting XDefiant and reinstalling it from scratch. Yeah, I know, nobody wants to sit there and download a massive game all over again, especially if your internet's slower than an NPC running into a wall. But if you've got corrupted files, this is the only real way to fix them. Just uninstall it completely, then download and install it again. No shortcuts here, mate. It's a pain, but trust me, It's better than banging your head against wall trying to figure out what file went wrong. If reinstalling didn't do the trick, and your router's working fine, we're getting into techier stuff now. Network settings. First up, run a speed test on your connection. Your ISP might swear you've got ultra-fast broadband, but we all know they're like a budget airline. Check your ping, packet loss, all that jazz. If everything's looking grim, switch to wired connection if you can, because Wi-Fi drops faster than an influencer's career after one bad tweet. And for those of you who fancy yourselves a bit of a tech whiz, you can try port forwarding. Ubisoft servers use specific ports, and sometimes those ports get blocked by your router. Google port numbers for XDefiant and set them up in your router settings. If that sounds like too much hassle, feel free to skip this. But for some of you, this could be fix you need. Now, if you tried all this and Delta 24 is still getting your finger, it's time for last resort. Ubisoft support. Yeah, I know, mate. Nobody wants to deal with customer service, especially not from a game publisher. But if you're out of options, give them a shout. They might have specific solutions, or at least let you know if there's a bigger issue at play. At very least, you'll get to vent your frustration at someone, right? And there you have it then. Delta 24 error code might be a right pain, but with these steps you should be able to kick it to the curb. Whether it's checking for outages, giving your router a proper reboot, reinstalling game, or diving into some port forwarding wizardry, there's always a way to troubleshoot your way back to fragging enemies in XDefiant. Just remember, when all else fails, patience and maybe a stiff drink might be only cure. Hopefully that's helped others dealing with pesky Delta 24 error. If it did, be sure to drop a thanks in comments. Next we have username 12764, our original. They want to know how ranked matchmaking works. Ranked matchmaking. Buzzword that can make or break your gaming soul faster than a rage quit on a Monday morning. Let me break this down for you in bluntest, clearest way possible. Sounds like you're experiencing what I like to call matchmaking roulette. A lovely combination of luck, algorithms and human idiocy. But hey, at least you're winning at summit, right? Being best on your team while the rest of your mates are barely more useful than a coffee stain on a controller. Let me explain how ranked matchmaking works in XDefiant, since you're stuck trying to understand why you're carrying your team like Atlas with World on his back, while enemy team seems like they made up a Terminator sent from future to destroy your hopes. Ranked matchmaking in theory is supposed to match you against players of similar skill level. Game's algorithm takes into account things like your wins, losses, performance, and maybe how many times you screamed at your screen after getting ganked by a sniper. Your performance is tracked by your rank. Bronze, silver, gold, etc., which should dictate who you face. Here's where things go sideways. While game wants to pair you with players around your skill level, it doesn't always succeed. You're playing ranked, but one or two of your teammates? Yeah, they might be busy watching Netflix while occasionally tapping controller to avoid going fully AFK. This is where your match quality tanks, especially if your mates are distracted, semi-conscious, or more interested in the TikTok feed than actually playing objective. As for your one teammate who's AFK for half a game, welcome to multiplayer hell. XDefiant, like many competitive shooters, should penalise these buggers more aggressively, but sometimes systems just don't catch it quickly enough. In the meantime, you'll have picking up pieces with added bonus of losing rank because someone else decided to have a sandwich mid-match. Reason enemy feels like the giant snapping you like a twig is because matchmaking algorithms sometimes decides to throw a spanner in works. You may get paired with opponents on a hot streak with a higher skill rating, or people who've been sweating it out in ranked matches while you're still trying to break free of whatever hellish ranked game stuck you in. What can you do? Not much, if we're being honest. Ranked matchmaking is like life, it ain't fair, and sometimes you just get royally screwed. But if you're always best on your team, keep grinding. Eventually you'll either get a better squad or make your way out at kiddie pool at ranked tiers and face people who also give a damn about playing properly. Oh, and if you're playing solo queue, you're more or less at mercy of matchmaking gods, so don't expect much there. Get a squad together if you can. In the meantime, feel free to scream at your screen, take out your frustration on AFKers, and drink in sheer chaos that is ranked matchmaking. So, keep your head up, username 12764, and remember, if matchmaking don't kill your soul, grind will. Now then, here we have Adamax47 with old, is it worth my time question. It's like asking if a kebab at 2 AM after 12 pints is a good idea. Spoiler alert, you'll enjoy it now, but aftermath could be messy. So let's dive into this question like you're sliding into an XDefiant match, praying your team knows what objective even is. You're new to the game, you're having a blast, but you read usual doomsayers online whispering about potential shutdown. Welcome to internet, where every game is either dead or dying the moment some keyboard warrior thinks it'll get him a few Reddit upvotes. So let's hit this from a couple of angles. First off, if you're genuinely enjoying XDefiant, play it. If you're getting sweet dopamine rush from simple yet satisfying gameplay loop, then by all means invest some time. It's a fast, fun, chaotic shooter that lets you jump in and frag a few noobs while pretending you don't have adult responsibilities. That alone is worth a few hours of your life. Might get shut down, that's a phrase that sparks fear in every gamer's heart. Look, as of now, there's no confirmed news about Ubisoft pulling plug on XDefiant. Sure, there's been delays, cause getting things out of beta these days is apparently harder than finding Bigfoot. But gaming's on death's doorstep. Ubisoft's got a lot invested in this title, and they got Mark Rubin. Yeah, Mark Rubin, guy who helped shape Call of Duty's multiplayer scene, steering ship. And let's face it, this game is still in early stages, and developers have been pretty responsive to feedback. They've been cranking out updates, balancing weapons, tweaking gameplay mechanics, all things that indicate Ubisoft's actually trying to keep it afloat. So unless some corporate higher-up decides they ain't fun, I wouldn't start panicking just yet. Now, if you're the kind of person who measures worth of a game by how long it'll stick around, let's get real for a sec. Every online multiplayer game runs risk of eventually going way at dodo. But here's the thing, investing time into a game is about what you get right now. Are you having fun? Are you enjoying grind? Does it give you a chance to escape world where you can destroy other players without getting arrested? And go for it. Worst case scenario, game gets shut down in a year or two, big deal. You'll have gotten your entertainment out of it. And if you're out like most gamers, you'll have moved on to the next big thing faster than Ubisoft can release another Assassin's Creed. Right now, community around XDefiant is growing, which is good. If you're worried about being stuck in a game with only AFK teammates and bot lobbies, don't. There's still a decent player base and plenty of action. Plus, devs are committed to keeping things fresh, which means you've got more content to look forward to. New factions, maps, mods, and probably occasional cosmetic item that cost more than your lunch. In short, if you're having fun, then yeah, it's worth it. Don't let some Reddit armchair analyst tell you how to spend your gaming hours. Gaming dead, and Ubisoft's still pumping resources into it. Doommongers are always going to be there, but until there's an official shutdown notice, keep playing. Worst case, you've spent time enjoying the game that, for now, delivers what it promises. Simple, satisfying fun. Now get back in there and see if you can beat one snapping enemy team like Twigs for a change. You might even get a few matches in before some shutdown theory melts internet again. Okay, next up, Mr. Gaming Buds. Asking about Battle Pass XP. Magical currency that keeps us all grinding our lives away for shiny new skins and cosmetics we didn't even know we needed until the game waved them in front of our faces. You're here to figure out if there's some secret formula to maximise your Battle Pass XP in XDefiant, eh? Trying to game system and squeeze every drop of XP out of a match like it owes your rent. Let's dive into this. So, how is Battle Pass XP calculated? First off, there ain't some mysterious formula or only chosen ones that Ubisoft know. The way Battle Pass XP works in XDefiant is a bit of a mixed bag, though it's not entirely random. There are a few things to consider. Each match gives you a base amount of XP just for showing up and playing. So congrats, you're rewarded for doing bare minimum. Base XP is relatively consistent and don't fluctuate much, no matter how badly you get stomped by some sweaty tryhard. Think of it like a participation trophy but with less shame. Now real fun begins. The amount of XP you get can be influenced by your performance in match. Do you carry your team to victory like a champion? You'll likely see some extra XP. On the flip side, if you play like you've got your controller upside down, don't expect much of a boost. Things like kills, assists, playing objectives, and generally not being an AFK couch potato give you more XP. However, XDefiant don't massively reward top tier performances. The system is designed to keep casual players engaged, so while you might get a bit more XP for fragging out like a beast, don't expect it to double your earnings. XP can also vary depending on game mode. Mods that take longer like Escort and Zone Control can result in more XP, simply because you're spending more time in a match. Meanwhile, quick modes like Team Deathmatch or Hotshot might give you less overall XP due to shorter match times. But hey, if you're efficient and play fast-paced mods back to back, You could rack up XP quicker than grinding out a 20-minute escort match. Length at match does affect your XP to some extent. Longer matches often mean more opportunities to rack up kills, assists, and player objective, which all feed to your performance-based XP. So if you're in a drawn-out battle of attrition, you'll likely get a little extra XP to compensate for time investment. It's kicker. Daily and weekly challenges are where you can really maximise your XP gain. Completing all these challenges can get you a significant boost to your Battle Pass progression. So if you're grinding to unlock that sweet skin or weapon variant, prioritise knocking out these challenges. It's like finding that cheat code to XP. Do these and you'll leapfrog grind. Of course, if you've got any Battle Pass XP boosters, you could use those to speed up your progression even more. If not, expect a longer journey. More rewarding, but slower. If you're looking to maximise your XP like a min-maxing RPG player, it's play. Play objective. Don't be that guy that runs off on a personal kill quest while the rest of the team is sweating bullets trying to secure a point. If you've got time, stick to longer modes like escort or zone control. More time in game means more chances to earn XP. Prioritise your daily and weekly challenges. These are your ticket to fast Battle Pass progression, and it can make difference between crawling and sprinting through your pass. Playing with friends or teammates who are actually trying to win can help you rack up wins and better performance, netting more XP overall. Avoid randoms unless you enjoy pain. So yeah, the strategy here. But at the end of the day, grind is real. If you got time, Ubisoft's got Battle Pass, and together, you'll slowly chip away at that XP bar. Now here's a good one from Skepticism Lot, asking about Killcams. Sweet moment when you get to watch your own demise in HD frame by frame as if game is saying, look how badly you suck, let's relive this one together. Honestly, I get it. A good kill cam is like a guilty pleasure. Painful, yeah, but oddly satisfying. You get to see how you got absolutely wrecked by that sniper camping on roof or that sneaky shotgun wielding gremlin who appeared out of nowhere. You're right, mate, XDefiant does feel a bit incomplete without them. Watching how you died is not only an humbling experience, but it's also a crucial tool for learning, strategizing, and sometimes just pure rage-fueling motivation. So we're at Killcams. Are devs working on it? Or are we just left to imagine our grisly deaths like some kind of twisted guessing game? Right now, Killcams aren't in XDefiant, which is surprising considering most shooters these days ship with them as default feature. Killcams give you a chance to figure out if that guy who just one-shot you had actual skill, or if you got taken out by someone who's been eating nothing but Doritos and on in the rain for past 72 hours straight. But Ubisoft, in all their infinite wisdom, decided to launch without it. Bold move. There hasn't been a specific date thrown around, but according to developer feedback, thank you Mark Rubin, our benevolent FPS overlord, they are working on Killcams. It's been acknowledged by devs as a feature they plan to implement, which means it's coming. When? Well, that's $1 million question. They're probably still tweaking it behind the scenes, making sure it don't break game or cause players to quit out of sheer embarrassment after watching themselves die repeatedly. But why do we even need Killcam? Well, they're an easy way to learn from your mistakes, or, more realistically, find new things to blame besides yourself. What enemy camping? Was there a sniper angle you missed? Or did you just walk into an obvious trap because you had tunnel vision? All good questions that Killcams help answer. Another massive benefit is it helps spot shady types. You know, ones who aim snaps on your head like the controller's possessed. Without Killcams, spotting hackers comes a lot harder. Let's be honest, there's a perverse joy in watching how you got completely obliterated. It's almost like a mini reward. So that's how they got me. Fair play. Or, wow, that was bullshit. I want a rematch. Watching yourself get killed on a loop, surefire way to pump yourself up for some sweet revenge. So hold tight, Killcams are coming. Game's still being polished and patched, so give it some time. In the meantime, you'll just have to rely on good old-fashioned method of death analysis, pure speculation and rage. And remember, when those Killcams finally do drop, don't be surprised if you spend half your time watching yourself get taken out in more embarrassing ways than you thought possible. Well, that's all we've got for today's rounder, Scotty. You lot have been brilliant as usual, even with questions that make me wonder if some of you are playing video games with wrong end at controller. We've covered age, matchmaking disasters, error codes from hell, and even how to squeeze every drop of XP out of XDefiant like it owes you money. Remember, when all else fails, power cycle router, throw AFKs under metaphorical bus, and if you're feeling down about your rank, just blame matchmaking. That's what pros do, right? So until next time, keep sending in your burning questions, whether it's about gaming, life, or why your outer only works when you threaten it with your hammer. I got your back. Be sure to smash that like button, drop a sarcastic comment, and subscribe so you don't miss next video. Stay salty, stay sarcastic, and most importantly, don't take life too seriously.